Making it in a man's world. Life on the road quickly proved to be my dream life. It was intoxicating, it was exhilarating, it was just grimy enough and wild enough, and I traveled a ton, often weeks at a time. It also was far enough away from my ex boyfriend, whom I finally had to threaten with a restraining order. Being on the road was a great, big, sexy distraction. I received a crash course on working a program of recovery from a distance and how to navigate the waters of attending mandatory after parties every weekend. Thankfully, my sponsor has the grace and patience of a saint. What I wasn't prepared for was the obsession of that Boy Crazy Queen award popping up again. I had been online dating regularly in my sobriety, but nothing prepared me for my first summer on the road. One of my very first friends on the road was a man named Mark. Mark had been in the industry for a while and was brilliant. We worked fairly intimately together in our small traveling circus, and as we spent a lot of time together, I quickly learned how to navigate his flirtatious personality. Mark took me under his wing and taught me a lot that year. To this day, I am extremely grateful that he was my first friend in this wild new world. Of course, it was not long before the flirting heated up and we started sleeping together. Our flirtation extended beyond our road warrior adventures and leaked back into real life. I brought out something exciting and sexy in him. We had grand dreams of being together, traveling together, and all the things, just as soon as he fully left his wife, of course. I trusted Mark, and he was so crazy about me, so I believed him when he said he and his wife were separated and just cohabitating for the children. I hadn't yet learned how incestuous this industry was. My heart literally shattered the first time I met his wife and saw how in love with him she was. I buried myself back in my work and would never let anyone know how devastated I was. We never slept together again, no matter how drunk and flirtatious his tantrums would get. I am an all-in or all-out kind of girl, and serial dating was never my jam. My walls were back up and I was all out. I knew I was never going to let another man play me that way again. The more time I spent on the road, the clearer it became that this man's world needed to be run by women. This industry was the epitome of the masculine patriarchy that is unbearably common in the United States. It was so disorganized, so slimy, so self-seeking, and so dysfunctional, it was like a train wreck where you just can't look away. As queen of the color-coded spreadsheets, it was no surprise that I quickly excelled in my new endeavors. I was now producing for 2 companies, back-to-back, overlapping all summer with the same skeleton crew. We were a little road show bopping around between these 2 traveling circuses, and suddenly half the monkeys became my responsibility. Being a young, confident woman who had built a career on getting to the inner truths of another's intentions, I quickly learned the 2 primary motivators for guys who worked on the road 2/3 of the year: beer and sex. While not to imply I was having raunchy sex with everyone that I needed something from, I did, however, have no moral issue with driving my golf cart around in the middle of the night, dropping off bribery beers to motivate the guys to push from hour 12 to hour 15 of work. Neither of these jobs was a particularly high-end gig. Our higher-ups often promised the highest intentions without the budget to back it up. Our job was to produce a champagne experience on a Kool-Aid budget. Simply put, our job was to make the impossible possible. To our detriment, we got really good at it. As we got proficient in managing the traveling circus, I got proficient at proving my authority in order to get things done. I learned just the right way to wear my eye makeup and just the right way to giggle and smile to get anything I needed to get done. I was quite surprised how easy it was to be successful in this man's world. I had all the right assets.